My name is Rene. I'm not sure if I said that before, and I'm a Hispanic pastor at First Mennonite. So already in saying that, I'm a Hispanic pastor. One realizes that it's complex. I want to speak a little bit to that situation, recognizing that there are others here, like you said, Marilyn, Rebecca and Rudy and Tom, others that have been involved in this, Mark, Sarah, for a long time as well. There are a couple different places where one could start a story of First Mennonite's multicultural experiment. One would have to do with the mom and First's relationship ongoing. But the piece that I want to add to the puzzle here is the growing sense of who we are at First Mennonite. About 30 years ago, opening our community, reconceiving of ourselves to include a group of, first of all, Central American folks and increasingly Colombian folks, to the point where after some revisioning or renewal in the last little while, we've come to see our calling as being a multicultural congregation, singular, that includes folks that speak Spanish as their first language and folks that speak English, and hopefully, God willing, folks that speak Sudanese as their first language, etc. Right now, what that looks like, and it's been changing over the years, and maybe that's part of the point, that it has changed and will continue to change. Right now, that looks like two services. One congregation, two services. A Sunday morning service that always includes Spanish, although it's mainly in English, and often includes other languages. We've worked at moving from a point where we included Spanish because we wanted everyone to understand, to the point where we include Spanish because it's part of who we are, part of who our God is, and says something about who we want to be in our society. Sunday morning is one. Saturday evening, we have a Spanish language service, primarily in Spanish, but that recognizes once a month sometimes, maybe a little less than that, opportunities for us to be together as a congregation in Spanish and English. So in those two worship times, as one congregation, we've looked for ways to be together and recognizing our need to be apart as different communities. I think the joy is learning from each other how to be vulnerable, how to be God's people, learning more about how big our God is. In Spanish we say Dios es grande, big enough to include each of our foibles. I think the challenge has been losing control, and at both sides, all of us letting the Spirit move us in directions we hadn't anticipated. Coming together in a real way. One of the things I thought of yesterday, we also have a sister church in Colombia, and a while back we were wanting to do a service that was particularly where they played a bigger role in that. So we looked into video links, and we ended up asking them to suggest a song that they could bring to us. And some of us had in mind a good Colombian song. And their suggestion sort of, Amazing Grace. Well, that was it wasn't quite what some of our notions of a cross multicultural church, but this was a place at which we could come together And I think that struggle of letting go to the Spirit, where the Spirit is leading us,